talk about knee on belly that we were talking about a little more in depth.
Oh, my favorite.
So I had to get someone hardy to do this too. So we talked about side control. This is our basic side control we talked about. So side control is a good position for control. If I want to just control someone and hold them down, side control is really good for that. Knee on belly, like we talked about, offers some advantages. Okay, one is situational awareness. Is my head a lot higher up and I have more mobility with my upper body so I can see, right? Important in our world that I be able to take in what's going on around me, right? Awareness, address additional threats, things like that. Striking, I have a little more rotation and a little more distance to strike from with a position like knee on belly. And lastly is the ability to separate or disengage. So while side control is a really good position, really strong position to hold him, let's say that something else is happening or someone else is, getting involved here, and I've decided, you know what, I want to get up off the ground. Even though I have a really dominant position on Jeffro, if he just hugs me in a body lock right now, it can actually be pretty difficult, right, to get up and disengage. So just things to keep aware of. Knee on belly is a really good position to see from, a really good position to strike from, and a really quick position to disengage from. So there's a lot of good things about it. So going from side control to knee on belly. Okay, when I start to lift up, what am I giving him? Space, right? So I'm gonna have to give him some space. I'm gonna have to take some pressure off of him. So there's some things I want to do to kind of limit his ability to move until I get that position. So one, I want to limit his ability to turn in or to move his hips away, to shrimp away from me, right? So my hand placement, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant my hand right next to his hip. If I don't do that, he can shrimp, right? If I start to release pressure, he starts to shrimp away, okay? He starts to move away. So by putting my hand by his hip and pressing against the floor, if he goes to move his hips, it's going to be a lot more difficult. Not impossible, but it's going to slow him down significantly. So one hand goes there and the other hand goes to this side of his head. So I've established on his hip here, kind of limiting or slowing down his ability to move either direction. Now the first variation we're going to do, hand goes to the hip, hand goes to the head, and I push up and I slide my shin across his hips till my foot catches on the near hip. This leg is my base, my balance. If it's too close, it's really easy to get knocked or rolled one direction or the other. If it's too far away, it's not really providing me any stability. So there's a sweet spot with it where I have a good position, my knees up, my heels driving in, and if he's moving around, right, I can kind of use that base to adjust and stay with him, okay? So we're gonna talk about hand placement in a second, but all I want y'all doing is get side control. Hand goes to the hip, hand goes to the head, push up, knee goes across the rib cage or the hip line, good base, and then just pause here, okay?